Hi everybody, this is Bobby with Bobby Stamps. Welcome back to my channel, and I am going to continue on with my Fun Fold card series. I have this card, and then I have another one on Thursday that I will be showing, and then I think that's going to be it. I think that's 4, and I had 4 or 5 ideas, so I think that I'm just going to stop it on Thursday, and then the following Monday we'll pick up with something else. So this is the Fun Fold card that I'm going to show you today how to make, and I think it's super cute how it turned out. I used the Playing with Pattern 6x6 DSP, and then I used the Seabed 3D embossing folder to emboss all my Coastal Cabana pieces. I ended up pulling out the Ridiculously Awesome stamp set to use this sentiment just because I ran out. The Seaside View is the stamp set I chose to use for this, and you can see it only has 2 sayings, sentiment, so I just thought it was cute, and then You Are My Sunshine just kind of felt right to go along with this card. So let's go ahead and I'll tell you the measurements. I'm going to pause the video when I start coloring, but I will come back and let you know what I colored each image, just because I don't want the video to be 20 minutes long. Okay, so I started out with my card base, and I can't see what you guys can see, so I hope I'm in frame. So my card base is just a regular piece of Whisper White that is 8.5 by 11. On the 8.5 side, you're just going to score it in half. So I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. I'm going to turn it to the 11-inch side and score it at 5 1/2. So we're just folding it in half, basically, is all that we are doing. And then I'm going to go ahead, and you can burnish your score marks now if you want to, or you can wait. But the top left corner, I'm going to get rid of. You can put this in your paper trimmer, but I find I do better if I am going to put it in the paper trimmer here in a minute, but I found that I cut it a little bit straighter if I just use my scissors. So let's just cut this out. But you could absolutely, if you're good with your paper trimmer. Now I will show you that I left a little bit of that score mark. So I'm just going to go back in and just slightly trim that away, just because we don't want that. Okay. So just cut that off like that, okay? And then, so this is how it's gonna fold. So I am gonna grab my paper trimmer because I do want to cut this piece down. So let me grab that really quickly. And so what I did, I decided to just cut 1/4 inch off. So my paper to start with, you can see right there, it's 4 1/4, and that's going to also help me straighten that up a little bit. So I'm just going to move it to the 4-inch mark and just cut that off. I'm just trying to see, there's kind of a glare. I don't want to go too far. Okay, so I'm just going to take my snips to cut the rest. I'm going to flip it over. So now we should be at the 4-inch. And if I move it over to the 3 3/4 inch, that will take off that other 1/4 inch that I want to remove. I'm just trying not to go too far. Okay, move that out of the way. Then this is where you can just take your paper snips and just come back in and get rid of the remainder little piece that's, oops, right there, okay? Just throw that away. And you can make this inside flap. You can even cut off this end if you would want to. You can make this whatever size that you choose. I'm going to straighten this up just a little bit because that is bugging me. So let me see if I can do it in my paper trimmer. I got all wonky on that. That is not straight at all. So let me just, that looks better. Kind of frayed it a little bit, but I think it'll be okay. I can think I can get that with my snips if I go really. There we go. Okay. Stuff like that just bugs me if I can see it. Okay, so for my outside base, and I'm going to measure everything, or not the base, but the layers. I'm going to measure everything just because I wrote so much down. I want to make sure that I tell you the right size. So let me I used Coastal Cabana, and this is what I ran through with that embossing folder. And this piece is 5 1/4 by 4, okay? So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab my adhesive. You can save this piece too, guys, because you can use that, the piece we cut off, you can use that for your die cutting, your labels and things like that. So I'm just using the Stampin' Seal Plus. I like to use a, stronger adhesive on anything that's been embossed. So I'm just gonna layer this all around that edge, and then I'm going to use my regular Stampin' Seal to put on that strip. And I am going to drop this down just a little bit lower. I changed the design, originally what I had stamped this image on. So I used the Stitch So Sweetly dies. Oh, excuse me, the Stitch So Sweetly dies, and that is what I'm gonna stamp my image on. So I'm just gonna ink this up. And then after I stamp this, I will stop the video, pause it, do my coloring, and then I will come back. And then that's when I'll show you what I colored everything. Because I want to show you, I don't want you guys to have to sit through all of that. That is a lot of coloring, okay? Before I go though and do that, I'm going to move this out of the way. And I'm going to grab my sentiment that says, hope you have a relaxing day. And what I did was I used the Tasteful, is that the name of it? I use these all the time, but I know what stamp set it goes with. So let me grab it really quick. It's Tasteful Labels dies for this one. And I just die cut that out of that Playful Patterns DSP. Stamp that down. And now I will pause the video, do my coloring, and I will be right back. Okay, guys, I have my coloring done. So I will show you. I kind of went overboard on my boat and colored my boat. I colored it yellow in the first one. I actually colored it I used the light Daffodil Delight. But for my water, I used my light Night of Navy. For the little pot and the fruit, I used the dark Mango Melody. For the trees and the fern, I used my light and dark, I think it was Mint Macaron. Yes, Mint Macaron. For the rugs, I used the light Purple Posy. And for the pillows on the chairs, I used the dark. I used the light Bermuda Bay for the chairs. Oh, look, I forgot to color the ottoman. I used the dark, and I'll show you that right now, to color the ottoman. My husband just called me right before I started to do this, and as I was finishing up, so I probably forgot. That's the excuse I'll use anyway. Okay, let's go back and then, or no, not with that. I used the light Purple Posy, I believe it was, for the little fruit bowl, okay? And then for the sand, I used my light Crumb Cake. And then for the water, I did want to let you guys know, I did use the color lifter to lighten that up in spots. And for the deck, I used the light and dark soft suede. And then I think I just told you that this was the light Daffodil Delight. So that was all the blends that I used. So let's go ahead and we'll put some Stampin' Dimensionals on the back. Coloring this was kind of, I don't want to say it was hard, but you had to be extremely careful. That's why I didn't want to do it on camera, because for one thing, it was a lot. It took a lot of time, and I didn't want the video to be long. But the other thing was, it was really bad to try to talk and keep you guys entertained while I was coloring that, because you had to go in between these little areas and like back in here, and there's just a lot of details in that picture to color. And I did want to also tell you too, I took the soft suede, I just took it down to the stitch line is what I did to just kind of create my like start and cut off. So just put the sentiment right in the middle, and then we'll just put this right in the center as well. And then we'll move on to the second flap that we're going to create. That one I colored the little Adirondack chair, but that one won't take so long. So we might just go ahead and do that one. So let's just center that. And then we're going to flip this up. So now we're going to do this panel. And actually this panel, I think, no, was just the palm tree. So we'll go ahead. This piece is cut at 5 1/4 by 3 1/4. And we're just going to put that right there. And I think what happened was, yes, this one actually should have been 3 1/2, I believe, because I had originally was going to cut this down smaller than what I did the first one. And then I changed my mind, but I already had my Bermuda Bay cut, so I wasn't going to start all over. I'd already cut it and embossed it. So just cut yours whatever size that you want, but I'm not going to waste this cardstock. I'm just going to go ahead and center it and go on. Okay, and then this strip of DSP is cut at 5 by 2. And then we'll just put this piece right down in the center. Just like this. And I didn't bring that DSP all the way to the end. And then we're just going to stamp the palm tree in Memento Black because we're going to color it with our blends. This won't take very long at all to color, you guys. Okay, so this one I used the light crumb cake again. And we'll just go down just kind of a straight line. And you can shade too if you want to, but I didn't do it on my original just because this is just for the fun fold, not necessarily for the beauty of the coloring or anything like that. So this is my light mint macaron, and I'm not going to shade on the tree either. I mean, you could go back and do it. You can make it shaded if you want. You can do just like I am, just color it in if you're going for just the fun fold aspect of the card. Okay. And then let's grab some blends. Let's grab some Stampin' Dimensionals to put on the back. I just hate to make long videos, you guys. I know how I hate to sit through a long video if I want to see how somebody's doing something. It's like, come on, get to the point. I actually thought about just showing you the card and telling you how I did it, but showing you, demonstrating the fun fold part of it. But I thought, no, I'm not gonna. We'll just do the whole thing. I'm trying to go as fast as I can go. So this piece is, this one is the Adirondack chair. Let me move that out of the way. And we'll just go ahead and put this piece down. Again, I'm using the Stampin' Silk Plus just because this is been embossed. And then we're going to go ahead and let me move this out of the way. We'll grab our Memento again and our stamp, ink that up. And then I want to make sure I have that on the right side. Just stamp that right in the center. Now for this one, I used the light and dark, the light and dark soft sea foam. So that's the dark. I want to grab the light. That's the one I want to start out with. And I didn't try to get fancy with this. I just kind of did a little blah, 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 blah. That's a technical term. So I just kind of wanted to give it just where those images were, just a little bit of sand underneath everything. This is where it gets kind of hard, you guys, talking and coloring at the same time when you're trying to get so up close, but not on an item that you want to put some more color on. So then I just kind of went back over with the dark and just kind of followed the lines that were already there from the stamp set. And you don't have to do all of them. You can do all of them if you want. And then if you want to go back in to kind of blend the colors, you can kind of do something like that. You can use the color lifter if you feel like it's too dark and you want to lighten it up a little bit. And then for the Adirondack chair, I used I believe I used the light Bermuda Bay. And I'm just gonna, I prefer to use this longer tip, but I do think it's harder to control in small, if you're doing small spaces. So there's a couple of areas on here I'll have to be really careful about when I'm trying to do it. Like right there, I don't want to go off the page. I kind of did just a little bit just now, but, and then right here and right there. And you know, they make these now in that really sturdy plastic, so I did not have to color it brown. I could color it any color of my choice, because now you can just about buy these chairs in any color you'd want. Okay, then I used the Daffodil Delight to color in my lemonade, and that's actually what I'm drinking right now. Well, it's actually lemon water. And then I used my light, yes, I believe it was the light Purple Posy, to color the table. Because in my mind, this is all, see, I kind of got on that table leg there. In my mind, this is not wood furniture. This is plastic furniture, so it can be any color that I want it to be. Okay. And you guys will just have to excuse my sloppy coloring today because I'm in a hurry. Oh, I'm not gonna use that. I'm gonna use dimensionals. Now, if you don't want this card to be as thick as it's going to be with all the dimensionals, just don't use dimensionals. Just use your Seal or your Seal Plus to adhere everything down. Okay. Put that right in the center. Now you could put a piece of the DSP like I've kind of done on all the other flaps, and I just chose not to do it on that one. But if you wanted to, by all means, you could go ahead and do it. I just did not on that one. Okay, let's put this piece down. This piece measures 5 1/4 by 4. Yes, 5 1/4 by 4. So we're gonna put this piece down. We've got one for this panel. I'm going to go ahead and grab my next one and put it there on the top. And we'll just move that piece right there. Okay, and then this piece goes right there. This piece is 2 by 5, if I'm not mistaken. Let me measure it just to make sure. Yes, 2 by 5. Put it right in the center. Same thing with our other piece up here. Same DSP, same measurement. Oh, I think I am out. Nope. Sure felt like it. Okay, so we'll put that there on this piece of Whisper White. I used the Tasteful Label dies again. We're going to ink up the sentiment that says, take time for yourself. I am so missing that I don't get to go to the beach this year. I could just cry. Now, I just took the little seagulls and stamped them. I did color them on this one. I used the light mint macaron. Can't really see it, so I'm not going to bother to do it right now. Because honestly, there's just so teeny tiny, it didn't really show up enough to make me be like, oh, I can tell those are colored. Okay, let's put this right there. Move this out of my way. And then I have another piece of the DSP, and that is what I'm just going to ink up the You Are My Sunshine stamp. And we'll just stamp that right in the center. Whoops, like that. I'm gonna grab, just actually going to use my paper snips, and I'll just trim off a few of these to you so I don't have to move everything out of my way to grab where my dimensionals are. Cut this one. Okay, and that is going to be it for this fun fold card. I will be right back because I have to announce the winner, my new subscribers, on this video, and I have not drawn the winner yet because I'm filming this and totally forgot to do that before I started filming. So let me pause this. I will use my random comment picker, and I will be right back to tell you who won the Campology stamp set. Okay guys, the winner for the Campology stamp set is Cindy Benner. She is a new subscriber, and I just want to thank everybody that subscribed to my channel, and I hope that you enjoyed today's card. And please make sure that you do subscribe if this is your first time watching. You can also hit the bell icon so that way you will get notified every time I upload a video. I upload them every Monday and Thursday for you guys. And then I also do a Facebook Live on my Facebook page if you're interested. So thanks so much for stopping by today, guys, and I hope you enjoyed today's fun fold card.